The Crunchyroll anime is just wrapped up, and what better way to celebrate by viewing the winners and getting my thoughts on it as soon as the show is over. Hey everyone, this is Mikoy, and welcome to my reactions to the Crunchyroll Anime Awards winners for 2026. So let's not beat around the bush anymore, and let's get things start straight away with Best Voice Artist Performance in English, which went to Lucian Dodge, who did Akaza in the Demon Slayer movie. Now, admittedly, I haven't watched a lot of dubs this year. However, I will say Lucian Dodge has one of the better recognitions. He's one of the more recognizable names. So I say this is a well-deserved victory. So congratulations to Mr. Dodge here. Best Voice Artist Performance in Japanese went to Aoi Yuki. I was, as much as I love Aoi Yuki's performance as Mao Mao, she just played that straight face very, very well. I wish the award went to Reina Ueda, who did Reize in the Chainsaw Man movie. She did wonderfully, but, no hate towards Aoi Yuki, though. Girl's a legendary seiyuu at this point. And I think this is a very, very deserving win and nomination here. Next up is Best Ending Sequence, which went to A Bump of Chicken for My Hero Academia final season. I think this is a very well-deserved pick. I mean, this one is clearly the best ending of the My Hero Academia anime. And having this be the sequence that truly encapsulates the whole story of My Hero Academia, from Deku's journey from loneliest pleb to the greatest hero ever told. I think this is a very, very well-deserved nomination and very much deserves the win for Best Ending Sequence. So congratulations, Bump of Chicken. Congratulations on making the best ED of My Hero Academia. Best Opening Sequence went to On the Way by Aina the End for Dandadan Season 2. Now, I'm honestly not the biggest fan of this intro. I think Creepy Nuts' Otonoke from Season 1 was the better Dandadan opening. And this one, while good, it doesn't really reflect the story all that much. So I'm kind of curious why. Well, The Revo by Porno Graffiti, who performed that night, was also a nomination, and I think should have won. But, On the Way, it was alright. It's not really my personal choice for winning, but I can respect at least the creativity behind it, and especially in its visuals, rather than the song itself. So yeah. Best Score went to Demon Slayer. No hate towards Yuki Kajura and Go Shina. I'm sure they did fantastic work on the movie, especially because it's a very orchestral soundtrack that they used for Infinity Castle. But come on! You had 2 nominations for Kensuke Ushio, who did both Dandadan Season 2 and the Chainsaw Man movie Reize arc. And he still didn't win. You had Sawano, who did Solo Leveling, and he did fantastically, and he didn't get the nod. You had Taku Iwasaki, who did Gachiakuta, who did amazing in the soundtrack. And that didn't win. Apothecary Diaries also didn't win. You literally picked the one that least stood out. Congratulations, UFO Table, for another undeserving Demon Slayer win. I'm sorry. That infuriates me. But no hate towards, of course, the actual composers. I just think the award was wrong. Best Anime Song went to Iris Out from Kenji Yonezu for the Chainsaw Man movie Reize arc. I think this was very, very expected. I mean, people really, really love this song. And, Iris Out was a good intro to the movie of Chainsaw Man, the movie. I prefer Jane Doe, honestly. I think that song really reflected Reise's character in a nutshell that we discovered throughout the movie. It was very good. Yeah. In the end, though, we had to give it to, the one that immediately pops out more in terms of the casual anime fan. This is the hey, this will get you invested in the movie. We're just gonna bring out the most catchy, the most one that gets you hyped up for the movie. This is that song. So Iris Out, I can see why Iris Out won. I just wished Second Action's Kaiju was nominated. Must protect at all costs character went to Anya Forger. As long as they keep continuing making Spy Family seasons, Anya will forever be the winner of this award. I mean, granted, Spy Family Season 3 was pretty good, and Anya did play a sizable role in one of the arcs that it was in the latest season. She just kind of fell into the background after the fact. And people only vote her because she's a kid. She's a kid that says the occasional waku waku. Why didn't Takapi win this? I will never understand. But yeah, Anya Forger, undisputed champion of this award. Next is Best Supporting Character, and it went to Katsuki Bakugo for My Hero Academia final season. That one singular episode, I believe episode 3 of My Hero Academia's season 8. Everyone loved Bakugo in that. I did too. He popped the hell off in that one episode. But man, it took 8 seasons for everyone to start to come around Bakugo after being legitimately one of the most hated, one of the most shipped, one of the most memeable side characters, to everyone being on his side. That's a complete pop-off in a nutshell. And I can get why they would vote for him based on that fact alone. The side characters like Jinshi, Gigi, Engine, what do they ever do? Turbo Granny even? Nah, we want Bakugo winning. I'm not saying towards any hate. I completely respect the fact that Bakugo won. It's just really funny that one episode can instantly make a character so good in normal anime fans' brains. So, congratulations, Bakugo. This will be your final award that you're gonna get for supporting character. Next is Best Main Character. Sung Jin-woo has been overthrown, ladies and gentlemen. Mao Mao won. Now, Apothecary Diaries Season 2 was good. Like I said in my predictions video, the ones when I voted. I believe this season really saved it for me for Apothecary. Now I'm invested in the story. Now I can get hooked on what's going on behind the mysteries and the drama surrounding this setting and this world. Mao Mao definitely influenced the story in a lot of different ways and was very, very integral to this season in particular. I just feel like Best Main Character is kind of pushing it, man. Just a little bit. I would have preferred it if it was Deku winning. I would have preferred it if it was Okarun winning. Anyone but Sung Jin-woo, I will take. So, props to Mao Mao. Very, very well-deserved win here. So, well done. Well done for overthrowing what would have been a laugh riot. Best Slice of Life. This was always one of my favorite ones because I really like Slice of Life. Couldn't you tell? It's one of my favorite genres in anime. But the winner went to Spy Family. which I completely understand why. It is an action slice of life show. It's very good at what it does in presenting just the typical lives, the typical like day-to-day activities of an assassin and someone who can read minds, just focusing on their day-to-day activities and, slowly building the progression as the show goes along. This is a good show, and season 3 was definitely the strongest season, I think, of Spy Family, especially because it explored Lloyd's backstory, which, if you didn't know, freaking brutal backstory. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's incredible. So I fully understand why people wouldn't mind Spy Family winning, but and Shirley, I think, should have won on this because it is the Lucy Montgomery story, especially for the Japanese translation. I thought that also deserves the props here, but it's very clear that people are very familiar with the Spy Family IP right by now. So yeah, I'd say I don't mind this one. Best drama went to The Apothecary Diaries. The one award that Orb got the nomination on, it didn't win. Which I completely understand because not a lot of people watched Orb, but probably didn't care, even though it's my favorite anime of all time. No, I completely get why. Apothecary Diaries was good this year. I'm not going to discredit Apothecary Diaries just because Orb didn't win. Because Apothecary Diaries Season 2 was good. It was a good series. It got me completely invested in the story, especially towards the second half. That whole climax was very, very good. Very, very well told. Very, very well studied. And it really shows the dynamic between Jinshi and Mao Mao. So I completely get why this would win, and I think this deserves it. I just wish Orb got the nod because it's the only award it got, but Orb didn't get a lot of nominations anyway. It only got nominated for this one, which is a big L on Crunchyroll's part, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Next is Best Isekai, and we have a repeat. ReZero Season 3, once again winning. ReZero won last year for the first half. Now this one, ReZero won again this year, this time for the second half of Season 3, which I thought was pretty solid. And, since ReZero Season 4 is continuing at the time of this recording, ReZero Season 4 would still be continuing. I haven't started it yet, but I do know enough of Season 3, and I have finished Season 3 to know that this is clearly the one that should have won. Even though I love campfire cooking in another world with my absurd skill. That's amazing. Konosuba was pretty good. Zenshu was pretty good as well. But far and away, clear winner, ReZero. Absolutely deserves it. Next is Best Action. Solo Leveling. Not surprised. Not surprised it's Solo Leveling Season 2 1. It is just glorified aura farming, the show. And, the animation looks pretty good. The story is nonsensical. It doesn't really even exist at this point. They only gave it one non-action heavy episode and fans hated it. So, yeah. Don't have much anything else to say here aside from it's the best at what it does. If there's any category that I don't mind Solo Leveling will win, it's probably this one because it does the best in action rather than any other, genre that it has. So, yeah. If they're going to focus their eggs in one basket, might as well all be for the fights. Best Comedy went to Don Season 2. Now, I don't particularly find this show funny in Season 2. I just thought it was creative. It was innovative, and sure, there were some jokes in here that got a kick out of me, but I don't think it's very comedy based. So I'm quite curious why this one won. But well, then again, I did say, hey, it did get some jokes out of me. But and especially that one episode with the orchestra, that is my favorite episode of Don by far. It is so creative and so innovative that I think that might have pulled it away from me. I would have taken a City the Animation win or even a Witch Watch, but this one deserves it. I think Don deserves it. So congratulations to Don. Next is Best Romance. Far and away, Fragrant Flower wins. As much as I love Honey Lemon Soda, and trust me, that series has been glossed over and is underrated as hell, I think Fragrant Flower deserves it. Waguri and Rintaro have such an impeccable chemistry when they're on screen. And I'm really surprised about this show as well because it has a lot of heart and it has a lot of drama to it. It's not just strictly a romance show. It's very dramatic. It told its story well. And yeah, I just really enjoyed it. I can't speak for anything else. This is far and away the best romance that they did last year, and I don't mind it winning this year. So congratulations, Fragrant Flower. Best background art. Not surprised, Gachiakuta won. Very creative with all the trash layout and just the world in itself looking like in a total abyss with lots of spray paints and neon and graffiti art. Just beautiful background art. I love this author's art style so much, and if it ever gets a season 2, Gachiakuta is going to absolutely pop the hell off. So I'm fine with this winning best background art because this is just incredible. Very well deserved victory here. Next is Best Director, and it went to The Apothecary Diaries. Very surprising that this one won. As much as I love, the cinematography and the direction that this movie took, Takapi and Samarikaru died. I think we're neck and neck for this one. Both Ryohei Takeshita and Shinya Ino, they both are they were very close. So I'm very surprised that Apothecary Diaries took it. But I'm also not surprised because the show's still genuinely still as good that it still carries its own weight. It still has its own merits. So I'm not the most unhappy about this one. But hey, I have no complaints. I just wish Takapi or Hikaru at least gets something, anything. Oh well. Next is Best Character Design. Not surprised. Gachiakuta has some of the most unique character designs I've ever seen, from their layout to their physical appearances to the way they handle their weapons. It's very good. It's very solid, very unique, very stands out amongst the normal shonen route. And Rudo in and of itself is a fantastic design in and of itself. But yeah, there's a lot of really good character designs here. So I'd say this one's also very deserving the win. Gachiakuta absolutely slays. Next is Best Animation. Ooh boy, A1 did it again, huh? Solo Leveling. Man, I would have taken a Gachiakuta win. I would have taken a My Hero win. I would also have taken a Don win. Oh well. Congratulations, Solo Leveling. At least Infinity Castle, I guess, didn't win. Does look pretty on paper. Also, why isn't 2B Hero X nominated? That one, if that was winning, I would have voted on it in a heartbeat. And now we come to the one that probably pissed me off. Well, one of the two that pissed me off the most. Best original anime. Really? Really? Lazarus won? Shinichiro Watanabe was great. He did Cowboy Bebop, he did Samurai Champloo, he did Carol and Tuesday. But when he made Lazarus, I thought he was making a comeback. I thought he was going to return to his roots and being great, being that top tier your director once again. It's just that this show is so disappointingly average. Every episode feels like a step down instead of a step up. And yeah, over the course of 12 episodes, I just mostly got bored over time. Instead of getting invested in the story, I just got bored of it. And by the end, I was just like, that was it. That was the ending? Okay. Man. 2 shows. I would have taken 2 shows that would win this year. Apocalypse Hotel and Zenshu. Both those shows are fantastic. How did this win? How did Lazarus win? I will never, ever understand. Best new series went to Gachiakata. I don't mind this. I don't mind this. I don't hate the fact that it won. It is very, very good. Like, if you really like the world, if you're a massive shonen fan and you want something fresh and new and exciting, I think Gachiakata is legitimately one of them. It is very, very strong as a series, and I think the show really lends itself well into building such a unique world and a unique power system that a lot of people wouldn't really get to understand all that much. But it's very easy and simple to identify once you properly get through it. And then, I'm just explaining the whole plot of Gachiakata at this point. It's amazing. Go watch it. Yeah, it's a good show. So I definitely earned its props. 24 episodes of pure fun. Gachiakata deserves this. Best continuing series, One Piece. Mostly carried by the Egghead arc. So, nothing much else to say here, but One Piece has won before on Best Continuing Series, and now that it's on seasonal hiatus, and it's going to come back with Elbaf, One Piece continues to be such a king juggernaut amongst Japan, amongst anime, amongst globally recognized shows. If it keeps making bank, might as well milk it to the ground. One Piece deserves this win. All right. Film of the year. There were two really, really good options here. Of course, though, they would pick the one that made the most money. Demon Slayer Infinity Castle won. Oh well. You had 100 meters. You had Reze Arc. They did not win. You had Mononoke 2. You had Rose of Versailles. You had Scarlet. Of course they wouldn't win. They didn't make enough money. It always comes down to how much merch, how much money you've made. Demon Slayer won. How infuriating it must be. Now we come to Anime of the Year. And hey, My Hero Academia won. I'm not the most unhappy that My Hero Academia won. It hasn't really won this big of an award. biggest it ever got was 2017, the second Anime of Year awards. And that went to Made in Abyss after sweeping the majority of the awards that year. This one, My Hero didn't even win a third of the awards this year. Most went to Apothecary Diaries or Gachi Akuta. So it was really comes off a shock that My Hero won this year, but at the end of the day, I'm not surprised that My Hero won. It is legitimately, you had to end it off on something big and explosive, and the finale of it all really leaves a lasting impact. And of course, that final episode, and then the final OVA dropped, the chapter 421 dropped. These were all fantastic, and it really closes the book on what a shonen should absolutely be in the modern day. 10 years of My Hero Academia. We have come, we have seen it, and now it's finally ending on a high note. So yeah, congratulations to My Hero. I would have definitely preferred it if Takapi's Original Sin or the Samurai Card died, or Don would have won, but I'm not upset that My Hero won. So congratulations to that. And those were my thoughts on the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. It is a very quick one because I literally just got done watching 30 minutes of the show, and I feel like I have all my thoughts out as I was watching the show. Yeah. Mostly the awards were, expected. Alright, most of the awards were very, very expected. Some left me feeling cross, as is most years. But overall, I think the presentation was great. I think the musical performances were amazing, save for Pornographies, for reusing the same vocals, not letting the actual performance of Pornography standing out. But yeah, other than that, though, other than those very, very very cherry-picked nitpicks, everything else about the Crunchyroll Anime Awards is very much expected. It's very much par for the do for the traditional anime fan. I can get my taste isn't as varied and as divisive as most anime fans are. But I'm happy to just share my thoughts with you guys and what I think of the awards. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like this video, leave a comment, subscribe, click that notification bell so you won't miss a video once it comes out. And I'll see you next time. Maybe next year we'll do another one of these. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Mikoi, signing out.